An elegant and handsome blonde young man who carries a giant coffin on his back. As an intergalactic merchant, he was unfortunately caught in the Xianzhou Laofu's Stellaron crisis, and that is how he found his mastery of medicine to come in handy. What's your occupation? Traveling merchant. What is the purpose of your entry? Commercial business. Do you vow not to violate the laws and regulations of the Xianzhou Alliance, to conduct business activities in accordance with the law, and not to conduct activities outside the scope of the visa permit? Of course, I will follow the law. Do you vow not to conduct any illegal research related to immortality? I promise. Great. Please sign here. Mr. Luocha. Welcome to the Xianzhou Laofu. Hey, do you still remember that guy? Came here often, carries a huge box. You mean Luocha? Yeah, Luocha. He's an outworlder, right? But from the way he works and speaks, he feels like those older Xianzhou natives. Has he lived here for long? But then again, he had kept his unique and exotic fashion style. Who knows? Maybe it's because his blonde hair doesn't match the clothing of Xianzhou. He would sometimes think of home. The devils, the church, the insanity. None of those are good memories. People would clamber to high places in groups just so they could witness their city's demise. If everything were to end, then there shall be at least one witness. Why do you still wear the clothes of your homeworld? Someone asked. It reminds me of the path I must keep treading. That is all, Luocha answered. The people of Xianzhou do not recognize coffins. Each time Luocha emerged on the streets with the coffin, curious gaze followed. If someone were to ask him, what exactly is this? Luocha will answer, vaguely, this is the tool of my trade. Tool of my trade. I hope I didn't offend you. Luocha stood in a pavilion in the exalting sanctum, murmuring to himself. But then again, our relationship does count as a business relationship, doesn't it? The coffin responded with silence. Luocha carried the coffin on his back and headed into the distance. The coffin made no sound. It did not protest and had no right to protest. When you keep silent, you are free. The curtains closed, and he left the guilt behind. Guilt is just another weapon to be controlled. A lie one tells themselves to believe they will one day obtain a correct answer. What's so different about you? Is your pain more valuable and more moving than other people's? Go to the Xianzhou, the one who gave him the coffin said. Don't forget your promise. Never. Luocha promised, but silently made another vow. On a bustling street, he walks and walks. The sunlight closely follows his footsteps. He makes a stop and picks up an umbrella to shade himself from the sun, and from that prying gaze. Under the watch of the white irises, he knocks on the coffin. Sometimes I feel I underestimated you by proposing this deal. He receives no response other than a thorny branch piercing through his palm. Yet he smiles and tightly grasps the thorn. Indeed, this is how it is. We wanted to use each other, and both ended up underestimating the other.